And next, I'd like to invite Senator Susan Collins to receive the Javitz Prize for Bipartisanship. The inaugural Javitz Prize for Bipartisanship Leadership is awarded to celebrate and honor Susan Collins' lifetime of public service, which exemplifies the highest values of bipartisanship in service to country. In 2015, Senator Collins was ranked the most bipartisan member of the U.S. Senate by the Lugar Center and Georgetown University, based on her track record of attracting bipartisan support for issues that she championed and supporting others across the aisle. Like Senator Javitz, Senator Collins gets things done and has a myriad of legislative accomplishments. With Senator Lieberman, she authored legislation implementing many of the recommendations of the 9/11 Commission, and tomorrow is the 15th anniversary of 9/11. She led the successful effort to repeal the discriminatory Don't Ask, Don't Tell law. In 2013, she forged the bipartisan coalition that ended a 16-day shutdown of the federal government. She has sponsored bipartisan bills that address climate change, create jobs, and apply common sense requirements to gun ownership. Senator Collins demonstrates the values of civility and consideration, but they are only a means to an end. Her goal is the betterment of the people of her state and the nation. Beneath her civility and decency beats a driven and devoted heart. My father always said that he considered public service the highest calling of a citizen. Senator Collins has the formula. We only need more like her. It's with great pleasure that I present the inaugural Javitz Bipartisanship Award to Senator Susan Collins. Senator Collins.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much, Josh, Carla, Joy, and the board members who were involved. The purpose of this award and its namesake make it a great honor, and I am deeply grateful. It's not always easy to take the bipartisan road in Washington, D.C., so it is wonderful to be recognized for the approach that I believe is necessary to solve the problems facing our great country. I'm also delighted that the Foundation is recognizing the emerging bipartisan partnership between my friends and colleagues, Senators Tim Scott and Cory Booker. Like the Javitz Foundation, these two senators are working together to expand opportunity for each and every one of us. I hope that you will indulge me in a brief journey down memory lane. You see, in 1979, when I was 26, you can do the math now, I was working for Maine's freshman senator, Bill Cohen. He had just been appointed to the Senate Governmental Affairs Committee. I was Bill's minority staff director for one of the subcommittees. On the full committee was Senator Jacob Javitz. He was an extraordinary member of this committee, which was headed by a very bipartisan duo, Senator Abraham Ribicoff of Connecticut and Senator Chuck Percy of Illinois. Senator Javitz was so impressive. His intelligence and boundless curiosity, combined with his energy and preparation, made him a great ally and a formidable opponent. I well remember being in absolute awe of his knowledge and his intellect. No matter what issue came before the committee, he knew more than anybody. It's not surprising that he built such a bipartisan record of accomplishment. They included such landmark laws as the War Powers Act and ERISA, which promotes and protects pensions. Now, Congress was different in that era. The debates were always certainly vigorous, but they were usually civil. There was much more interest in getting problems solved than in scoring partisan political points that could be used in the next 30-second ad. But there are still glimmers of bipartisanship among members on both sides of the aisle. When Josh, Carla, and Joy informed me that I had been chosen to receive this inaugural award for bipartisan leadership, they said that the prize is to serve as a beacon that would guide all who serve our nation and its people. And that is the perfect metaphor, for throughout his long and distinguished career, Senator Javitz was indeed a shining light. And through her work on such issues as the arts and mental health, Marian Javitz is also an inspiring example of a committed, engaged citizen. I know she can't be here today, but let's recognize her contributions as well. The citation that accompanies this award mentions the accomplishments that I have had, such as writing the intelligence reform legislation with my dear friend Joe Lieberman after the 9/11 terrorist attacks, repealing the discriminatory Don't Ask, Don't Tell law, and ending the harmful government shutdown in 2013 that did so much to erode the public's confidence in our ability to govern. In each of these cases, and many others since, I want to stress that I reached across the aisle and found willing partners. Even in this highly charged political environment, it is still possible to find members in both parties who understand that compromise is not a dirty word, that it does not mean betraying one's principles. Rather, compromise is a means of accomplishment, of understanding and respecting and honoring differences in opinion in order to achieve real solutions. For example, this June, in the wake of the brutal terrorist attack in Orlando, I built a strong bipartisan coalition of my colleagues to draft a compromise bill to help prevent known or suspected terrorists from legally buying guns. Our no-fly, no-buy legislation is pretty simple. It says if you're too dangerous to get on an airplane, you're too dangerous to be in a gun shop. A majority of the U.S. Senate, for the first time, voted to support our amendment. But in order to continue to advance this vital issue, more senators must come out from their partisan corners and work together to pass this common sense measure. Thank you. The rancor and divisiveness that afflicts so much not only of Washington, but of our society today, have made one truth abundantly clear. Unyielding adherence to an extreme position is easy. It is compromise, good faith, and the hard work of bringing people together that requires determination, intellect, and courage. That is what Senator Javitz was known for. He has handed us the beacon of reason and service, and we must each do our part to carry it forward. On this weekend, when we commemorate the 15th anniversary of the worst terrorist attack in our nation's history, let us also remember the spirit of unity that swept across our nation, including in Washington, where we, the members of Congress, gathered on the steps of the Capitol, and together we sang, "God Bless America." I will never forget that moment. Let us commit to recapturing that spirit of unity and resolve to build a nation of opportunity. Thank you so much. I am so grateful for this award. Thank you.